Deadpool and Wolverine pulling feathers off the Crow and putting Blink Twice to sleep as summer winds down. Sunday a.m. box office. Like I said, guys, we got to talk about the money. We got to talk about the money. Like I said, Deadpool and Wolverine has been killing it at the box office. And we're going to save that for just a little bit. And also Alien Romulus is in his second weekend. But what is in this first weekend right now? We have The Crow remake. And to be honest with you, I had no interest in seeing this movie at all. It just did not look good to me when they was advertising it, across the land. Now, the reviews for it are not the best. If you have seen the film, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you think this is a good sequel, follow-up to the original 1994 film, which I haven't seen either. I've heard everybody and their mom talk about it, but I just never, got the time to check it out. But on Rotten Tomatoes right now, it is looking at a horrible 19% from 84 reviews. Now, even 84 reviews is not a lot. It's less than 100. We all can count. And I say that because usually, some films can get up to 200, 250, 300, 400 critics or reviewing the film. And it didn't even pique their interest to see this. Also, guys, to let you know the quality of this film, the studios didn't even give a lot of the press access to see it early. Not that we're entitled, like, oh, how dare they? You're not going to let us see the film early? This is ridiculous. No, it ain't nothing like that. I mean, they usually do, and we're appreciative, or most people are. Because they want us to promote the film, but I didn't get anything. My colleague said the same thing as well. People that did see it, that review films and things of that nature, they paid for it themselves Thursday night, which, happens sometime. But the email that I got from, my people, they were just promoting the film. Hey, don't forget that The Crow opens up this weekend, but there's no, hey, we're having a screening over here. This is what you got to do, yada, yada, yada. So it was none of that. The audience gave it a 65%. Right now on CinemaScore, it is sitting at a B-, which is not that good. It's better than the D+ that Borderlands got and Cuckoo. And if y'all don't know what CinemaScore is, it's basically people are literally hanging out of the theater when you come out there, just asking you right there, hey, what did you think of the film? Did you think this? Did you think that? But let's go ahead and get into this officially for the first topic of the day. Deadpool and Wolverine pulling feathers off the Crow and putting Blink Twice to sleep as summer winds down. Sunday a.m. box office. My. But what was the budget for The Crow before we get into it? The Crow, a grisly reimagining of the graphic novel turned 1994 film, cost $50 million to produce. It's the second consecutive miss for Lionsgate following this August Borderlands, which tumbled into the wasteland of 16th place with 500,000 from 1,100 theaters in its third weekend. That is trash. That's just not good. What Variety says, box office, Deadpool and Wolverine returns to #1 in the fifth weekend. The Crow bombs. And Blink Twice stumbles. That's just too bad. After that blip allowed another film to sell some tickets, Deadpool and Wolverine returned to the top of the box office. Now, and these two were a misfire. Director Zoe Kravitz's twisted thriller Blink Twice led among new releases, but faltered in fourth place with $7.3 million from 3,000 theaters. Meanwhile, Lionsgate's R-rated reboot of The Crow, starring Bill Skarsgård as a murdered musician who is resurrected to avenge the death of himself and his fiancée, bombed with $4.6 million from 2,700 theaters to open in 8th place. That is horrible. Man, how do you open in 8th place? You are going against Deadpool and Wolverine and Alien Romulus, but geez Louise, That sucks. Critics were fonder of Blink Twice compared to The Crow, as the former landed a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, while the latter saddled with a 20% Rotten score. So even if Blink Twice didn't do well, at least it made some money. I mean, excuse me, at least the critics liked it, with a 79%. Audiences were mixed, giving both films a B- grade on CinemaScore. So it now remains to be seen how the word of mouth will affect the rest of their theatrical runs. Nobody saw it, for one. So can't nobody go tell nobody nothing. Hey, how was what you call it? Blink Twice. How was The Crow? I don't know. I didn't see it. Did it? That's crazy to me, But hey, it is what it is. But poor Lionsgate, man. They have lost a lot of money with the past two films. It's the amount of money that Borderlands lost is, I think it's like over $150 million that they're going to lose. And like I said earlier, $50 million to produce The Crow. So what is 50 times 3? That is $150 million. So what does The Crow, that's what The Crow has to make for the film to get some type of profit and feel like the studios just didn't waste their time profiting $1 or something like that. $50 million to produce. The $150 million budgeted video game adaptation. What is that talking about? Oh, Borderlands. We'll come back to that. But this is what The Crow made opening weekend. No, that's Alien Romulus. Excuse me. Wow. This is what it is right now. $4.6 million. Now, is this even opening across the states internationally? I said across the states. That doesn't matter. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But this is trash. This is trash. Did anybody in the chat see this? Anybody? Did anybody see this film? $4.6 million. It is not going to make $150 million worldwide. Now, that's just the production budget, guys. We haven't even talked about the marketing. And the marketing budget for a film in Hollywood, it's not an exact science, but it typically ranges from 50 to 150% of the production budget. So 50%, that's $25 million. So on the low end, this film, that's why you need to make 3 times of that. That's why you need to make 3 times the production budget to make up for the marketing too. Because on average, a third of the box office goes to the theater owners, the movie theater owners / theater owners, theaters / theater owners, excuse me. And then you have your marketing budget, then you have your production budget. And so those are the 3 factors that go into it. And The Crow is just not looking too hot right now. Now, let's look at Alien Romulus and see what that's doing right now at the box office. It is at $225 million worldwide. That's what's up. That's good. That is good to me. That is good. And why is it good? Why is it good? Because the budget for Alien Romulus was $80 million. Okay. So if you pull up the calculator, that's going to be 240 times 3, 240. So 80 million, 240 million. The film has to gross $240 million. That's 3 times the $80 million production budget for the studios to feel like it had a respectable profit and that they just didn't waste their time. So this is 225 right now. It will pass. It will get to 240. It may even get to 300, worldwide. And so Alien Romulus is doing well at the box office. So shout out to Alien Romulus. Shout out to Alien Romulus. Now, guys, let's look at Deadpool and Wolverine, man. That's not Deadpool and Wolverine. That's The Crow. Wait. We got, my goodness, hold on. Got The Crow, Alien Romulus. What are you doing there? Can't have 2 of you. Deadpool and Wolverine. Last week, 2 weeks ago, it was at $1 billion. Last week, it was at $1.1 billion. Now, what is it, guys? It is at $1.2 billion worldwide. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's what's up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. How much will it make, though? So this weekend, it made another $18 million. It only had a 39% drop. That is wonderful. Now, we have to, like I did last week and the week before, we have to compare it to two other MCU films that made around the same amount of money at the end of their theatrical run. That's also, yeah, all of this is in the MCU. So that's Iron Man 3. And now we're going to do Black Panther, because Iron Man 3 made $1.2 billion and Black Panther made $1.3 billion. So Deadpool and Wolverine is at 1.211. Iron Man 3 is at 1.2115. I think it's safe to say that it's going to surpass Iron Man 3. Especially if we look at, let's look at the original release for Iron Man 3. And we can make these comparisons on a domestic level, not really internationally. Actually, before we get into all that, Iron Man 3 made 805 internationally, and Deadpool and Wolverine is at 634. So, okay, Iron Man 3 only grossed $409 million in the United States. So, and it grossed a whole other 170 something million in the United. That's a lot. That's dang, yeah, that's a lot. So that's good. So 634 international and 805. Okay. So this is what I want to look at right now. It's at least domestically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. No, this is the fifth weekend. They had $8 million in the fifth weekend. And this had 18 on the fifth weekend. So with Deadpool and Wolverine already making 577 domestically, and Iron Man 3 409, there's really no point to compare the domestic totals each weekend because it's already surpassed it. But it has not with Black Panther. Black Panther is at 700 million worldwide. I'm sorry, 700 million domestic, 674 international. What's Deadpool and Wolverine international? So 634. So they're pretty much the same internationally. Okay. Black Panther just got it by a little bit. Just by a little bit. But I don't think Deadpool and Wolverine gonna make that 700 million domestically. You know, I just don't think that. If we look at the original release and then we scroll down to domestic, and let's look at the weekly. So, because we have 5 weeks now. So we have 5 weeks to go off of. Okay, so we're going to come down here, domestic weekly. Okay. So let's look at, we only have, 4 weeks. So, but let's look at week 3 and 4. 85 and 57 for Black Panther. 76 and 41. So yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that Deadpool and Wolverine is not going to come remotely close to Black Panther as far as domestic. And that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to. And it already made its money. So how far away is Deadpool and Wolverine from catching Black Panther? I'm just curious. We're going to have some fun. So 1-3, I want the exact dollar too. 46913 minus 121130336. 135 million away. Do you think? Oh, y'all can't see that. I'm sorry. I thought y'all could see this the whole time. I'm tripping. I'm so sorry. My goodness. Do y'all think? So it's what I did was I subtracted Black Panther's worldwide gross from Deadpool and Wolverine's worldwide gross, and this is what I got: 135 million. So Black Panther made right now 135 million more than Deadpool and Wolverine, and so And again, it doesn't have to beat it. You know, it's just, to me, I have fun speculating on how much money movies are going to make. And that's very important too, because that is the main thing that lets us know, are we going to be getting sequels or more films like this in the same genre, in the same vein, or not at all, you know? And so, yeah, you guys let me know what y'all think of that. But going back to this article here, I want to keep reading some more. Now, about this, talking about the Borderlands. The 115 million budgeted video game adaptation starring Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, and Ariana Greenblatt is one of the biggest flops, with 15 million in North America and 23 million worldwide. In the case of The Crow, Lionsgate is only distributing the film after acquiring U.S. rights for roughly $10 million. Okay, let me read that again. And get out of here, ad. Get out of here. The Crow is only distributing the film after acquiring U.S. rights for roughly $10 million. Okay. Blink Twice didn't resonate internationally either, bringing in 6.7 million from 73 territories for a global start of 14 million. The film is directed by Kravitz, a debut of Kravitz, known for her role in Fantastic Beasts franchise. Matt Reeves directed The Batman, and Steven Soderbergh crime drama Kimmy. The R-rated psychological thriller Blink Twice follows a tech billionaire, Channing Tatum, and you guys can look up the plot if you want to. Yeah, this is not good for Blink Twice or The Crow, unfortunately. This was the third lowest grossing weekend of the summer, with 94 million in revenue across all films in the marketplace. After the late season surge from Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine, Twisters, and Despicable Me 4, the domestic box office is 13.8% behind 2023 and 25.8%, a quarter, 25% behind 2019, the last year pre-COVID. Will we ever get back to the good old days? Man, now Deadpool and Wolverine, this film right here, with 18.3 million from 3,800 locations in its fifth frame, dropping just 39%. So that's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. And so, yeah, man, I want to hear from you guys. How much do y'all think that Deadpool and Wolverine will end up making at the box office? And have you seen it? Have you seen The Crow? Have you seen Blink Twice? No one of you out there already was like, oh, yes, I've seen it and I liked it. And, you know, people are giving it bad reviews. But let me know. Let me see what you guys are talking about real quick about this box office. Yeah, and what's up with Route 2? Next week is Labor Day weekend. So people are going to be out. The people are going to be outside. Outside. So the Soto says, I say no, they'll probably get 10 million next week. Okay. Will it get to your 1.337 billion? I don't think so. Maybe not. What was Black Panther 2 gross? I think like 700 or 800 million. It definitely wasn't enough. The same amount as the first film. You know, because it was 859 million for Wakanda Forever. So not as much, but that's okay. I mean, it still made money. It was still, it was still profitable, you know. So let's see here. Dane C says, where did that comment go? I heard it was 2.5 times the budget. Yeah, I heard that too. I've also heard that it was 3 times the budget. I just like to always go with 3 times the budget just to make sure, you know what I'm saying? But, 2.5, 3, that's, in between there, that's fine as long as you're, in the right realm, So, yeah, guys. Wait, what? What y'all talking about? Oh, okay. I misunderstood something. Lionsgate just needs to focus on horror films, cheap to produce. Yeah, they are cheaper to produce. This is true. These are facts, But Yeah, blink twice, blink twice, blink twice. And The Crow are crap in the bed right now at the box office. But Deadpool and Wolverine is doing fantastic. It's doing great. And so, yeah, you know, you guys let me know what you think. Place your bets as far as what you think these films are going to make. And, you know, hopefully not too many people was fired for producing these films that are not showing up and showing out, you know, at the box office. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, yeah. And links to all of that will be in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure.